Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why I think so far Call of Duty Vanguard from a competitive perspective has been a pretty big flop. I have a lot of reasons I want to talk about today. You'll see if you agree or disagree, but we're going to get into them for sure, break them down, and see where we go from here. So if you enjoy the video, let me know by leaving a like down below, and definitely leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the video and your thoughts on Vanguard so far, at least from a competitive perspective. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one and all kinds of other CDL videos from me in the future. I do appreciate all of your support on my videos so very much. So hope you enjoy the video, and let's hop right into it. So to start, I'm going to talk about stuff that can or already was fixed, because I'm going to try to be a little bit more optimistic here. At least this stuff, we know there's a chance it could get better or has gotten better. Starting off, I think the biggest thing for me, honestly, has been the Defuse Glitch. I think it was just so unfortunate to watch because the beginning of the year tournaments, the S&D tournaments, they're always like so popular. That's when everybody's watching. Everybody's either playing or watching. Like everybody's involved somehow. And this year, the tournaments were really kind of ruined by that glitch. I mean, it just, if you got the bomb down and search and destroy, you were almost guaranteed to win the round. Of course, you weren't guaranteed, but it just increased your chances so high, and it's just not the way competitive search and destroy is supposed to be played, or any search and destroy for that matter. So that was definitely, very unfortunate, very annoying to watch. It has been fixed. That's good to know. There were some concerns it was supposed to be in the game, and that would have been, absolute disaster. But it has been fixed. That is good, but it definitely put a damper on watching the game at the beginning. Another thing that I think has been fixed from what I saw on Twitter has been bloom on the guns. That's just inexcusable to me. That cannot happen in a Call of Duty game. It's especially from a competitive perspective where, it's supposed to be the highest skilled players in the world. They should win their engagements, they should win their maps and their gunfights based on who plays the best and who has the highest amount of skill, not whoever gets luckiest with having the best bloom in their gunfights. So that was very annoying. I didn't see to the degree to which it was fixed. I don't know if it's been completely removed or if it's just been turned down a lot. I think I saw it just been turned down pretty much. So that's good. It would be nice to not have it at all. But either way, at least that has been removed. But it definitely made for some questionable competitive experiences so far early in the game. You'd watch gunfights and it would just seem like bullets are going through people. You don't like that. Hopefully bloom has been massively turned down or else removed entirely, because it does not belong in competitive Call of Duty. Alright, next up we're going to talk about some things that I don't think are quite as big of a deal, but they're still important enough to talk about. So we're going to address them really quickly. The first thing is no trophy systems. I've seen arguments about it, and I just don't think there's a good argument for not having trophy systems in the game. I think the whole realistic thing is just, don't even get me started on that argument. It's such a bad argument. Like, is anything about Call of Duty actually realistic? No, of course not. But anyway, there should be trophies, and I guess it is sort of balanced by the fact that they have removed gammon bombs from the game, or for at least from competitive, and that's good because with frags now, they're not nearly as strong. You have to take the time to cook them, to line them up properly. You put yourself in danger more while you're throwing them, whereas gammon bombs, that was not the case. So that has removed the need for trophy systems a little bit, but there's still also stun grenades, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. We can actually talk about that right now. The fact that stun grenades do 20 damage is a major problem with this game. I saw a funny tweet on Twitter that was a quote. I forget who said it, but it was one of their teammates said, "Yo, I have him one shot, throw a stun." Like, it's funny, of course, but that shouldn't happen. Stuns do 20 damage in the game. That's a lot. It shouldn't be that much. It should be, I think it's usually like 5 or 10, probably 5. I mean, that makes more sense. That would make another reason to have a trophy system, because not only are the grenades, they can be very strong, depending if they're cooked right and all that stuff, but stun grenades both are strong when they hit you. The effects of them are strong, and also the actual damage done by the stun is very strong. And then you couple that with the fact that Flak Jacket, Tactical Mask, and Ninja are all in the same perk category. You play Search and Destroy, you're probably going to be using Ninja, more often than not, or pretty much exclusively. So then you become very prone to stuns because they do a lot of damage, and you have no trophies. So I think both of those things should be fixed. I think the stuns, the damage should be turned down to like 5, the damage they do, and trophies should be added. I'm hopeful, but not optimistic, if that makes sense. Like, I want trophies to be added. I don't think they will be. I hope they are, because they definitely be a valuable addition to this game, but they are certainly one of the big problems so far. Not big problems, but from a competitive standpoint specifically, a problem that would be nice to see fixed. Next up, a concern we have at this point is not knowing the third game mode. This is actually a much bigger concern than it's being made out to be. It does seem like control is going to be added. That's like everybody's confident guess. And I would think it would be, I'm almost certain it would be added by the start of the CDL season. They really wouldn't start the CDL season without having the third game mode in there. However, Challenger starts long before the CDL season. I think Challengers are probably kicking off here in the next 3-4 weeks. And they don't have a third game mode. And there was a tweet put out that Challengers players are experimenting a few different options. They are either going to play Domination as a third mode right now, or they're going to not play a third mode, basically just hard points and search and destroys, or they're going to, if say control gets put in like right before challenger starts, they're going to play it with pretty much no practice on it. So none of them are, in my opinion, are good options. Of domination, horrendous, absolute disaster from a competitive standpoint. Do not want to see that around competitive Call of Duty whatsoever. I would assume it would be 3 search and destroys, or I guess it would probably be 3 hard points and 2 searches. That could be okay. I mean, everybody loves hard points, but in this game, it's not that really that fun to watch either. And the best option, of course, is just getting control in there as soon as possible, allowing them to practice on it, and then playing it in tournaments. But it does not seem to be the case at this point. I don't know what the point is waiting for adding another game mode. Just get it in there. But hopefully they go with their last option, and even if it gets added like 2 days before the event start, they just play it, because that might be the best option at this point. It's a shame it's not there yet. Hopefully it gets added soon, but it has been an issue, and not really as much of an issue, but just more of a concern. Like, when will we see this added, and what's it going to look like? Because now that domination has been mentioned, the concern has been turned up, because we do not want to see domination at all in this game from a competitive standpoint whatsoever. Finally, the discussion I'm sure you've all been waiting for. We have the maps / destroyable elements / spawns, all of that kind of worked into one, and it really starts with the maps in my opinion. The maps in this game are not good. Everybody was excited when we heard there was going to be 16 maps at launch. That was like great. And then especially you thought, you know, for competitive, you only really need 4 or 5 maps probably to fill out a rotation. So certainly we should be able to get that. And so far we really haven't. I mean, maybe for search, I think there's some good search maps. I just think in general in this game, search is pretty good to watch. It might not be the most fun for the players to play, I don't know, but it's fun to watch in my opinion. And the maps are good enough to support a full rotation of search maps. But hardpoint, that's not the case. I think there's some hardpoint maps that consensus they seem to be pretty good, but like they can be decent. But there's also very polarizing, I noticed with this game, the maps. Like some people like a map a lot, like Desert Siege I see getting a lot of love as a hardpoint map, and then I see some people absolutely piling on it as a hardpoint map. Bocage seems like a pretty good map in general, but that's one where the spawns are terrible. That map plays so fast. I've seen consistently every single game people having like 90 plus engagements, which that's supposed to happen like once in a blue moon, not every single time the map is played. So something's got to go on there. The spawns have to be tweaked or something, because that map plays way too fast. Berlin is one where when I first played it, I hated it. I despise playing it in Respawn's pubs, but watching it for hardpoint, it seems to me like it's one of the best options, but other people might not feel that way. I don't know. Tuscan's not a bad map. Vutu, however you say, that one seems pretty polarizing. Some pros seem to like it. Most seem to not like it. There's Oasis, which is not in there anymore, I don't think. So we still don't know what the maps are going to be for competitive, but we do know there's really not the best options. And then you add in the destroyable elements to it, and that of course makes it worse. And the destroyable elements are really one of those things where there's no good answer, because many people have been saying, why don't they just turn off the destroyable elements? It's a fair point, but you have to consider these maps were all designed with those destroyable elements in mind. So if you just turn off the destroyable elements, the only real option would be to just either make all the destroyable walls solid walls, or make them all gone and just have nothing there. Either way, it's not good, because if they're all solid walls, that greatly reduces the places you can move around the map and your ways to maneuver. You just can't really go anywhere when there's only a couple of doorways here and there. You can't go through these walls that are meant to be there. The other solution is you turn the walls off and they're gone. That just results in wide open maps. Also not good. How can you play search and destroy when there's minimal cover, because everywhere you go, there's just what used to be a wall that's just now a blank window? That's not going to work either. So there's not really a good solution there. At this point, it's probably one of the biggest problems for me, in my opinion, because competitive maps, they make the competitive experience for a fan. And if the maps aren't good to watch, people just aren't going to want to watch playing them. Like, there's maps in every Call of Duty that suck, but Modern Warfare maps were terrible, and people didn't like watching that game. Cold War maps were okay. They were kind of boosted by the remakes from Black Ops 2. That game wasn't as bad to watch, but you get the point. There's always some maps you're not going to like say Garrison Search and Destroy, thankfully got removed, something like that. Checkmate Search and Destroy, same thing. Miami Search and Destroy was not removed, not that fun to watch, and fans would always complain about it. So if you get to the point where you can't even really make a rotation of maps, that's not good, because the players are going to hate it, which they're going to keep playing, of course. Like, it's their job, so they're not going to stop playing, but they're not going to enjoy it. The fans aren't going to enjoy it as much, and that really, in my opinion, is what could be holding this game back from having true success as a competitive CoD. Overall, I do think it's not going to be a bad year to watch. The game's fun to watch, but like I've been saying, the maps really depend, and we're going to see what they do with destroyable elements and what maps make the rotation. But overall, I think it's going to be a decent year to watch, but I do feel bad for the players right now, because so much what we talked about so far, no trophies, the perk situation, stuns doing 20 damage, spawns being terrible, All of that stuff can make for a very frustrating experience for the players, and I think they're going to be in for banging their head off a wall quite a few times this year. But overall, us fans might be in for a decent year, but we're just going to have to wait and see how some of these issues are addressed as we move forward. That's going to do it for the video, so if you enjoyed, let me know by leaving a like down below, and leave a comment as well with your thoughts on Vanguard as the competitive Call of Duty game so far, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more CDL and COD videos from me in the future. I appreciate all of your support in these videos so very much, so hope you enjoyed the video, hope you have a good day today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.